and strength training. Like what does a day of a professional football player look like if you're trying to be great?
Yeah. So with being a professional, ne, you train 2 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's entirely up to you. What do you do the rest of the day?
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the day, that's on you. That's why people get personal trainers, dietitians, so that you are a level up, because 2 hours of training is really not enough for you to be ready for the next match, because your opponent is doing the same thing. So you need to have an edge by overworking them and doing things that are going to help you to become better than them so that you can be great. So 2 hours a day training, extra sessions. We see professionals now. We living in a social media world where people post these things, and the great players, Ronaldo and Messi, they train 3 times a day. So it's very intense, and you're really dependent on that because it's a short career. So you have to do what you can do to be on top of the game.
Short?
It's very short. 10 years moves quick. I remember now I was signing a contract. I was 18. Now I go around and I walk around. People call me Grotman. How did that happen so quick? So while you're playing, you're having fun, you're enjoying. It just moves. Next thing, it's done.
While you in it, does it feel like it won't end though?
Yeah, it feels like it won't end. You feel like you're gonna play forever, and that's not true.
Yeah,
that's why all these advisors are investments and backup education, and they're very important because time really moves quick while you in it.
I'm going to push you a bit.
Yeah.
Does the fame get to you at any moment in these 10 years?
It does. Like I said, one good game, especially in team like Kaizer Chiefs, Pirates, one good game can make you a hero. You'll be known by hundreds and thousands of people.
Millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can be famous in like one day.
Sure.
You now no longer an ordinary person that can go to the store and get no. So it does really get to you. It's about learning how to control that, not letting it get into your head, because you can lose yourself in it and forget why are you famous. It's because of this sport that you really love. Now you're all over the place. So that's why it's important to get life coaches as well. I always feel like it's important to get psychologists involved. Every team should have one because it's really important. It's really important. Mental health while you're playing is really important, because imagine having a bad game and being sworn by 90,000 people all at a go. How do you deal with that? How do you handle that?
It's not normal.
It's not.
It's not a normal experience. I was speaking to Loyiso McDonald, an actor. He was on that chair recently on the show, and he was saying that so many popular people, because of their craft, you as well, sports, soccer is a craft, they lose themselves because they forget that I entered for the craft.
Yeah.
Everything else is noise.
Very easy to lose yourself because there is a lot of noise, and to be in the center of everything and just absorb everything, it's really important. That's why I say that psychology part. It doesn't mean that you're crazy while you're seeing but it's
correct.
Maintain
regulating yourself.
It's very important, and I always advise the youth and young kids now that play that always look after your mental health. It's very important because when all it's done, you only have yourself, no one else.
And the fame, what I've realized, especially with what we read about many soccer players, is that it gives you a false sense of a godly complex.
Yeah.
You think the world belongs to you.
It does.
You think you don't have to respect friends and family anymore. You think you don't have to respect women if that's your thing. And how much of that is prevalent within the soccer community? Is it still prevalent even though there are people like you who are advocating for it to change?
Yeah. It's still happening. Without actually even mentioning like some of the names, but you still see it in some players, and it's difficult to try and get to them and speak to them because being at their peak, it becomes difficult to speak to someone.
As you're saying,
yeah. So it'll take someone that the person actually wants to listen to, for them to tell them, look, you need to calm down, you need to focus. This is what's happening. because of having that experience, it's easy for me to share. But while you're in it, it's very difficult to listen because I've been in that position.
Yeah.
Some of the things bounced off my ear.
Sure.
Fortunate enough, I didn't get way out of control. I could maintain and come back, and a couple mistakes here and there. But I like to be involved in sharing and my experience and building the better person in these coming days.
Yeah. I love what you said, Uguti. Even though you are at the center, you are at your peak. You can listen to the person you choose to listen to.
Yeah.
So then, intentionally put Amakrutman around you who've walked the path, so that even when there's so much noise, if the Krutman speaks to you, then at least you're listening there.
If you are interested in listening.
Sure, there's also that element.
Yeah, because you need to be interested and want to learn from it. Because it's one thing for Amakrutman to try and speak to the ones now, and then you get looked at like, he thinks I'm gonna be him. I'm not gonna be him. What is he saying? It's easy for them to say that, but when a person is interested in learning in that and they actually listen, it becomes easier for Grootman to approach and say, look, I think don't make certain mistakes 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Then you easily avoid that, because Grootman, they pay the school fees, and then you shouldn't pay the same school fees as them. That's why they're here to guide and tell you so that you don't make the same mistakes.
Yeah. 2008, you go pro, you play, you go through the different teams, building your career, you build a name for yourself. 2015 comes where you have an opportunity to go abroad. It was Turkey.
Yeah. Okay. Let me listen to your question. That's another story. So yeah, that happened. It wasn't as how they put it in the media. It is never that. It was not solid. It's just the word to mouth. I don't know how it got to the media. I think the agent then from Turkey is the one that put it in the media to say that I turned it down. It was not, my contract was coming to an end. And I said this before. My contract was coming to an end with Chiefs. I was up for renewal. Chiefs was interested in renewing the contract. This guy comes along. He hears that my contract is finishing. He calls me. He's an agent. He's like, are you interested in coming to Turkey? I'm like, who wouldn't be? I'm interested. So, yeah. He says, okay, don't sign a contract with Chiefs, and then I'll give you a contract. I was like, okay, cool. But I'm not going to close off that door if you don't give me something solid. Give me a contract, then I won't sign. I'll come to you. He says, okay. And then this side, the management at Chiefs is pushing me, like,
putting
the
pressure.
contract is ready. You need to sign, because they know it may happen that I sign somewhere else. I'm about to be free. So I need to. So I can't stall. I think I stalled for 2-3 days, and this guy was not even answering me anymore. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work with something that's here, that's concrete. I'm still celebrated here. They appreciate me. I don't have to move. Really. Let me just sign this contract. So they give me a contract, I sign. He comes the next day and says, the contract is here. I'm like, where is it? Still doesn't have it. He goes to the media. Now there's a Turkey issue. I said no to Turkey because I wanted to. Nah, there was never a concrete offer. Nothing.
Perhaps he was trying to cause a scandal because he's playing the game.
Yeah, I still didn't know that he's gonna bring a contract till this day.
Yeah.
So I just had to work with what
you had.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Safety first, because I don't sign. So I've seen it happen where a player was appreciated, but because he wanted to go to overseas, and that's every player's dream, and then he didn't sign. And then he left. By the time he came back, now you're coming back in a different position. You're not at power. The team is at power now. They tell you what they want to give you. You can't tell them what you want. So because of you made that error, hoping that you would get signed, nothing was concrete. You then had to come back and take a salary cut. And build again from scratch. Fortunate enough, they gave him a contract. Sometimes they don't even give you a contract.
Sure.
They're like, oh, you did this to us. Why you want to come back?
You asked.
So you see, it's something that I've seen happen. So I didn't want it to happen to me. That's why I went with safety first. I'm going to sign. I'm going to stay here another 4 or 5 years. I'm good.
Yeah. Why is going overseas every footballer's dream?
Because, number one, better contracts. You're at an international stage. it's like, again, it's levels to everything. So in South Africa, the highest level you can get to is the PSL.
Yeah.
But in football, everyone wants to play Champions League. Everyone wants to rub shoulders with these great names, and that is in Europe, you know. So it's a dream for you to be there. So look, we have great players. Well, Penny McCarthy, they did that.
Yeah.
Stephen Pienaar, they did that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, it's every player's dream.
Does it feel like you didn't peak if you don't get there?
You can peak here in South Africa because, I mean, not everyone's gonna make it there. There's still great players that peaked here in South Africa. For example, but Deco, he peaked. We all felt like he should be gone overseas, but he peaked, and unfortunately for him, the age also is the age issue, because you need to be young, and teams get interested in a player while you're young. The older you get, the more unattractive you are.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why I said to you, it's a short career.
Yeah.
Once you, especially here in South Africa, once you're 30, you're seen as old. 30. And
but what if you're capable at 30?
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Yeah, so they start giving you like 1-year contract, 6 months, and they want to see if you can, and if you have a good season, then they give you another 1 year. So you're going to live off 1 year. It's such a shame, because there's still great talent, even now, that is unemployed because of being 30, 31. You've been looked at as old, but physically you still feel like I can.
Correct.
But it doesn't really matter anymore. The bosses now want the upcoming talent.
18, 19, 20.
Yeah. I know I can also make money off the 18, 19, 20. If I sell them overseas,
sure,
make my money. But what am I going to do with a 32, 33-year-old? The perception is he's only going to give me 2-3 seasons and then he's done. And that's not what they want. And that is why, if you do your research and check, there's more than 30 to 40 talented players that are clubless now. Such a shame, because of the age factor. You'll be seen as old. What can you do?
So the expectation is that in 10 years, you need to make all these amazing decisions that are going to last you till retirement.
Make the most that you can. I say with all respect that you need to prioritize yourself. There's no loyalty in football.
Sure.
Nothing. Because I've seen people that were loyal to a team and they got treated bad when they retire or about to finish their career. You know, and it's not a good sign. You know, I'm not saying you should just leave whenever you want and just do it, but consider yourself first, because it is like that. At the end, you just have you. They bring you in the team, you play 10 years. After 10 years, they don't want you anymore. There's exciting talent. They leave you.
Yeah.
You were loyal to the team. You had all these opportunities coming at you. You rejected them because of being loyal. And then at the end of your career, who do you have? If they say no to you, the ones that you were loyal to, they say no to you, then what's going to happen?
There's another side of the coin, though, where here we are saying there's ageism in soccer, but what about discipline?
Yeah.
It seems like we have a discipline issue in South Africa, and with footballers, right? So perhaps people don't earn their right to stay longer and get longer contracts. Would you agree that we have a discipline issue among footballers?
I don't think it's an issue. It's just here. I think it's only here in South Africa where a footballer makes a mistake, they make the front page of.
Got you.
Yeah. So they celebrate that. The media celebrates that, and
it becomes a tabloid issue.
There is people from other sporting codes that make the same mistake but get away with it.
I got you.
So I think it's a little bit unfair to them, you know. It's not a discipline issue, it's a human issue. Everyone can make a mistake
in everything that they do.
Exactly. But this one is going to be publicized, and it's really unfair.
And it becomes career limiting once it's been publicized.
It paints you bad because the bosses read these things.
Yeah.
And now you look like you are that person. So once you're available to sign, the first thing they look at is that, hey, we saw him on the front page. Is he a person that we can sign? Because of that has nothing to do with your talent and what you can offer. But because of that, now they don't want to sign you. And then now your career is cut short by a newspaper, someone that wants to sell newspaper. put your name there.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
yeah.
unfair.
It really is unfair, man. Have you had an instance where your name was tarnished?
Couple of times.
Ne?
Couple of times. And it's a very difficult situation because you can't control that. You can't control what they write about you. You can't control what they say. I was fortunate enough that Chiefs was very supportive of the whole situation because they knew me as a person that, look, he's not the type of person. Mistakes do happen. We're gonna stick by him and support him. And then it went silent, quiet, because it was not entertained like that. It still happens now, where players one mistake and then now it's your whole life you painted that you are a bad boy and nah, man. I think we need to move away from that and actually support these players. And if there is a mistake like that, you teach and then you learn from it and then we move on. Making it a couple of times is a different story. But if you make that mistake and you learn from it, I mean, it's only fair.
And I'm intrigued by us calling it a mistake because sometimes it's actually the gossip page prying your private life.
Exactly.
It's not a mistake. It's your private life.
Exactly.
Why are you trying to find out what's happening in my private life?
Because they want to sell the newspaper.
Yeah, but
by jeopardizing another person's career.
Yeah.
Putting it on a newspaper, speaking bad about you.
Yeah.
He puts food on his table.
Correct.
Takes away from your table.
Yeah. Because honestly, if it's something is happening in a person's private life and it's not affecting how they are performing,
exactly,
why is it making the front page of a newspaper?
Yeah, you need to control it. And I mean, again, the discipline issue, you see. So also I can't, speak so much about players. Discipline is very important. It's what's gonna keep your career intact and prolong it. But a mistake here and there, it's only fair. You're human at the end of the day.